Hi, good evening and namaskar. Today we are going to speak about a very controversial act which has currently put India on fire. India is burning currently in various parts: Assam, Bengal. The Citizenship Amendment Act, passed by the Parliament on 11th December 2019, amended the Citizenship Act of 1955 by providing a path to Indian citizenship for Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi, and Christian religious minorities from the neighboring Muslim majority countries of Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan. Now, what this act also does is it excludes Muslims. That is, if you're a Muslim persecuted in these Muslim majority countries, you will not be provided with refuge in India. This act, I think, is based on the assumption that if you're a Muslim, then you cannot be persecuted in a Muslim majority country. I voted for the Bharatiya Janata Party. I was very impressed in the first term. I didn't have I didn't have a choice. I didn't have not a choice, but I didn't. Oh yeah, I didn't have a choice in the second term, so I was unable to do so. But the first term, I voted for them. Their motto was development and inclusion. Now I feel that the government has been distracted because they seem to be have sidetracked the main purpose or the main reason for which it was elected. We don't care what our fellow Indians religious background is. What we care is roti, kapda, makan, which is food for all, shelter for all, housing for all. Currently आधा देश भूखा नंगा घूम रहा है और हम लगे हैं दूसरे लोगों को बाहर से लेके आने के लिए। और उसमें भी व्हाट वी आर सेइंग इज, अगर तुम मुसलमान हो तो तुम मत आना क्योंकि तुम्हारा परसिक्यूशन हो नहीं सकता वहां पे। Now the government is failing to consider that it's not just Sunni and Shia. There are various subsects to these religious schools. Have you forgotten about the Khojas, Memons, the various other groups that exist who are not in majority in these countries? I mean, okay, you don't want to take in a particular sect. That is fine, but then don't take any other religious group. Do we believe that we are in a position to take in more individuals when we ourselves are struggling economically? I don't think so. Forget Muslims, we should not take anybody in right now because we are not able to take care of those who are already inside. You're going to let in more individuals. I understand migration is not something that can be stopped, it is something that can be regulated. Whether you like it or not, every country on the globe is currently facing issues with migration. But then those countries are not saying, okay, come into this country, but don't, you're not allowed to belong to a certain religious group. Even the United States, if you're going to cite United States of America, United States had, or I don't know if those bans are still on. United States has banned Muslims from, or not even Muslims, but citizens, I think, from a few Muslim countries. But it has not said that if you are a Muslim anywhere in the world, you cannot come. Now, I understand that this particular act applies only to three neighboring countries. But you are basically saying that I am allowing you if you are not a Muslim. Now, what that does is, if we did not have Muslims in our country, you do whatever you want to do. But your second largest population group, or the second largest group by population, is the Muslim community. You're telling the second biggest rather community in the country that people like you're pointing a finger and saying people like you are not welcome, people of your kind are not welcome. Look, we cannot compare ourselves with other Western countries. For them, entry of people of the Islamic community has been very recent. They are apprehensive about it and they have had skirmishes with them, which is understandable. For us, we have lived together for hundreds of years, and now to do something like this is, on the face of it, very dangerous, because what it does is the fabric of the country gets strained. It started with these lynchings, which was denied by the prime minister. He condemned them. But then, when you pass these kind of bills, what is the message that you're trying to give out? In the garb of saying that you're a Muslim, so you cannot be uh, discriminated in a country in which you're a majority. And like I told you, it's not just Sunni and Shia, there are subsects. Imagine two individuals are having a conversation, one from each community, and they disagree. One is a person of one community, one is a person of another community. The disagreement turns into a fight, turns into hatred. They might patch up later on. But my question is all this required? Especially at such a sensitive time when we are struggling. You go to any shop in Bombay, in these markets, you will see they are struggling to sell products because nobody has money. It has all gone into banks. GST has come in. These issues, these bills, these acts, GST related or demonetization, they were good. It was cleaning things up. It caused hardships, but it cleaned the economy up. Maybe it must have been deep cleaning, but it did clean. It cleaned more than it was required. But any which way, so it cleansed the economy. But this is not requisite. We do not need to take individuals in. We do not need to separate our communities on the basis. You will say that it is not your intention to do so, but the country is going to ask, is it so? Because it is not now just pertaining to Muslims, it is pertaining to the basic fiber of our country. It pertains to the constitution of our country, the legislature of our country. We are bound by the constitution, which prevents us to add such discriminatory categories. Though now this particular act will face the test before the Supreme Court of India, but I feel it is not just a legislative issue, it is a moral issue, and it is an issue that concerns the fabric of India. I feel the government that I voted for in 2014 should concentrate on development and education and employment. I love those schemes like Swachh Bharat, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, and economic policies passed by the country. Let us stick to those. Economic upheavals come in phases in all countries. That is fine. We can fight through those. But social issues, why do you want to get into it? Triple talaq, you are fighting for the rights of women. I agreed with that. Then scraping of those articles pertaining to Kashmir, I was in support of that because I felt it strengthened internal security. Various till this point of time, I felt the government was doing okay, but this has, I think, pushed it beyond something that was not required. Obviously, this is my opinion. There will be individuals who agree, those who don't agree, but I feel that this is something that stretches the fiber of the country, and I hope that the violence that is taking place in the country stops and all elements of the society can come on the same page and find something that is okay with everybody and does not instill a sense of resentment in any section of the society. Thank you for listening to me. I will see you soon. Namaskar.